Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. With the recent extension of Luis Campos at Paris Saint Germain, I thought to myself, let's make a tier list of every single signing under Luis Campos. So, here are all the names. As you can see, we'll go through one by one. I'm seeing explanation, but some of the transfers. Ousmane Dembele is the first name to look at. And obviously, Ousmane Dembele is not entirely a Luis Campos signing. It was a Nasser Khalifi signing. Luis Campos usually goes for the 24 and younger. And then, as with Dembele and another player we'll come to, it was more a Nasser Khalifi file and a club file, a Qatar file, you could say. But this signing would still happen under Luis Campos. He definitely maybe had something to do with the deal. I don't know how much he had to do, but obviously Ousmane Dembele has to be a 10 out of 10. First of all, the price. We got Dembele for like 50, and 25 of that didn't even go to Barca. It went to Dembele, and that's a dub. Huge dub for Ousmane Dembele, getting him for that price. Obviously, why we got him for such cheap was because of the new contract he extended with Barca with that 50 million release clause. And as a signing, he had a great season last season and this season. I mean, probably the best attacking season, probably the best individual season of any PSG player ever, especially with kind of way he's done in the UCL. So obviously Ousmane Dembele got to be a 10 out of 10 signing. Next up is Vitinha, and he also got to be a 10 out of 10 signing. We obviously got Vitinha, 40 million release clause. I think it was Luis Campos' first signing as sporting director, and what a jackpot he hit. I mean, Vitinha, stylistically, profilistically, is exactly the player you want. Every single team wants a Vitinha. They want that deep playing midfielder, can play 6, can play 8, can play 10, can play on the wing. We've seen on the Luis Enrique as well. So like Vitinha, he is the system. He is Lucho. Both of him and Ousmane Dembele. I would also put Hakimi. Those are the three most important players in Luis Enrique's system. And both of them were signed by Luis Campos. Vitinha, gotta be a 10 out of 10. Next up is Ugarte. And I'm strictly going to look at the signing rather than how, like, the money we get from it. So, like, Ugarte, that was a disgusting signing. Yes, there is a valuable excuse that Manuel Ugarte was signed before Luis Enrique came in as the manager. He had a release clause. It was tough competition with Chelsea. Luis Campos was like, let us get it done and then hope that Ugarte can adapt into the new manager's style. Because we didn't know at that point who was going to come in. Was it going to be Luis Enrique with the possession? Was it going to be Nagelsmann with the more dynamic football? But Ugarte, 60 million was not worth it, and the quality was so bad. How Luis Campos managed to sell him, shout out to Campos, to 50 million for United, and now he's rotting on the bench at United as well. Beautiful sell, but absolutely disgusting signing when it comes to Manuel Ugarte. Next up is Marco Asensio. And we got to be honest, we have to put him in mid. Marco Asensio obviously joined for a free, but when a player joins for a free, that means they have a high wage, so it's plus and minus, but Marco Asensio really never could establish himself as a starter at Paris Saint Germain. You know, we bought a lot of young players in Barcola and in other young players like Doue as well. We always thought that Asensio was going to have some of a veteran role up in attack. Luis Enrique obviously tried him as the main false nine this season. Now that Mbappe has left, but Asensio was just not at the level. He was a bit unfortunate sometimes. He got injured, you know, when he was in really great form, like in the first season. Went away with Spain for the international break, got injured, and then lost his starting position. But I gotta say, mid, we'll obviously get at least 10 to 15 million. Cheeky signing overall. Next up is Bradley Barcola. Gotta be great. I mean, that first season he had, obviously he started becoming starting around November, December, and, you know, he was monstrous for us that season. And this season, yes, we are critiquing Bradley Barcola's game. But what Bradley Barcola has done this season, especially in Liga, like in the Champions League, I think that's where you can put the biggest question mark on Barcola. Like, how many good games has he had in the UCL this season? Salzburg away, obviously, got the man of the match. I would say in the City game, had 2 moments. I don't remember that much from Barcola apart from that in that game. And in other games, he barely started and so on. So that's the biggest thing he has to work on. But in Liga, it was, what, 4th top scorer in Ligue 1, second, third top assister in Ligue 1. So, like, he was so important for us, especially with Ousmane Dembele playing only half of the available games. Bradley Barcola played the most games this season. Obviously, I'm talking a lot of this season because, but yeah, Bradley Barcola got to be a great signing. We got him for like 40 million euros. The price will only go up. If he wants to leave in the future, we'll make a huge profit. If he doesn't, he will, you know, cement his legacy at this club as a legend, joining the club for what was he? 21 years old or something. So we put Bradley Barcola in great. Next up is Lucas Beraldo. I gotta put him in good. I would say performance-wise, with Asensio, they're very similar. The main difference is obviously Beraldo is for the future. Yes, we paid, I think, 40 million for Beraldo, maybe 30. But there's a bright future ahead of Beraldo. I can see the good stuff. But Beraldo as a player, I can't guarantee he will succeed at this club because I don't know. He makes some mistakes here and there. And, his development has not been linear. He can have a couple of great games, and then it's the old classic Beraldo back. So he has to work on that consistency. But he's definitely leveled up his quality since joining us in January last season. But I'm thinking between mid. We'll see. Maybe we'll come back to it. Next up is Desir Doue. And once again, he got to be in great. I mean, we signed him for a little bit more expensive than Bradley Barcola, around 60 plus 10 in bonuses. Took us a while. I mean, Campos nearly even failed in signing Desir Doue. Nasser Khalifi had to jump in and rescue the signing. So that's a little bit of minus on Luis Campos there. But Desir Doue got to be in great. I mean, very similar stuff to Bradley Barcola. Even younger than Bradley Barcola. I mean, two fantastic signings by Luis Campos. Next up is Hugo Ekitike. I mean, I guess he has to be in mid in terms of his performances and everything, but I always thought Hugo Ekitike was someone that deserved a second chance at Paris Saint Germain. Luis Enrique thought the same as well, but Nasser Khalifi had other ideas. He wanted to sell him, but in all honesty, I can't critique the Ekitike signing. I think it was a good signing. Maybe not at that time, the team that we had, the players that we had. Maybe we needed a veteran off the bench instead than a youngster that needs development. So yeah, in that sense, I'm going to put him in mid. We did pay like a hefty 34 with bonuses as well, even though we'll pretty much get all of the money back from selling him to Frankfurt and then getting the bonuses as well. And that goes for pretty much every single player. And that's a huge thing for Luis Campos. Even if the transfer goes bad, we'll still make at least 80% of the money. Asensio will make a profit. Ugarte, we nearly got our money back. Ekitike will get our money back. If we sell Dembele, we'll get money. If we sell Vitinha, we'll get our money back. If we sell Barcola, we'll get our money back. If we sell Doue, we'll get our money back. Beraldo, maybe. Next up is Cherendor, and obviously he's already been sold. It was a fantastic economical thing. You get him for free, loan him up to 2 clubs, sell him, easy profit. Doesn't even have to feature at the team. But as a signing, I mean, obviously it is a disgusting signing. Like, he barely played anything with Paris Saint Germain. Only time I remember Cherendor was in preseason. The thing is, though, that was not the expectations. The expectation of an Ugarte. And plus, Cherendor came for free as well. I'm going to put Cherendor in mid. Obviously, 0 impact at PSG, but yeah. Joao Neves. And you can see how I put Barcola and Doue in great. Joao Neves got to be in 10 out of 10. First of all, the signing. That's the biggest thing when it comes to Joao Neves. That is 100% on Luis Campos. Benfica asked for 120. Campos said 60. We got Joao Neves for 60. And what a signing he's been. His season better than Barcola's first. His season better than Doue's first. His season better than Vitinha's first. His season potentially better than Dembele's first. That's how great he is. And he's only not 19, 20. Such an amazing deal. And he has to be a 10 out of 10. 3 10 out of 10 signings. And at the moment, way more better signings than bad deals. Next up is Mukiele. He was obviously signed in the first window, and we need to put some context regarding the first window. But Paris Saint Germain obviously did not have an unlimited fund, with us giving a lot of wage to Messi and the other players and so on. So there wasn't that much he could work with. Galtier also wanted Mukiele, and I thought Mukiele was decent in that first season under Christophe Galtier. Obviously, nothing with Luis Enrique, but can't blame that on Campos. And we got Mukiele for around 8 million. He went to loan now to Leverkusen. We'll probably sell him. We'll get a profit. So I'm gonna honestly put him in good. I'm gonna put Mukiele in good. He's cheap, did his thing, was a squad rotation that first season. Yeah, I'm only looking at the Beraldo dude, man. If he's gonna change some spot. Carlos Soler. Once again, we buy him for 18 million, around 18 to 20 million from Valencia. Never really was impactful for Paris Saint Germain like that. Now on loan, and he will probably go out on loan again because no club is really interested in him like that. I mean, gotta be mid. Even though we're gonna get our money back, If he's in mid, Mukiele should also be. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna put Mukiele in mid as well. Arnaud Tenas, I mean, gotta be discussed. Now I put him in mid. We got him for free, obviously from Barca, but he's not had any playing time. The development, the future, I don't see it at all at PSG, so gotta put him there. Next up is Milan Skriniar. We obviously got Milan Skriniar for free. We're working on it for 1 year before we signed Milan Skriniar. Now he's on loan at Besiktas, having no future at the club. But obviously, we signed Skriniar before Lucho came in. It's a bit like the Ugarte stuff. And just because he's for free, I'm going to put him here. Ugarte is mostly the price why he's here and them are here. It's like impact-wise and so on. It's not the biggest difference. But all of these basically for free. Ekitike more of a futuristic signing with less expectations. Next up is Xavi Simons. Obviously, Luis Campos was not part of Xavi Simons from what I know. Maybe some small bits of it, but it was mostly Nasser who brought him back to Paris Saint Germain from PSV. Anyway, I mean, it was a good signing in terms of we sold money, but like impact at the club. I mean, we only bought him for like 25 million. So, I don't know. We only bought him for like 2.5 million. My bad. He did nothing at the club. But it's still a great signing because it was only an economical signing. We put him here. Just didn't have the impact at the club, obviously, but it was a sensational deal. And that's the thing. All of this is not really about Luis Campos' negotiation. It's about the signing he made, how were they impactful at the club. Next up is Kang-in. Kang-in, Luis Campos signing, obviously signed for around 23 million euros. And he's been a great squad player at Paris Saint Germain. That's the best compliment to Kang-in. He's been a great squad player. And we'll probably sell him this summer or in the upcoming summer and make a great profit. So I'll put Kang-in in good. He's the perfect good transfer you want to make. You get him for a cheap price. You can potentially sell him in the future for a larger price. Great squad depth, great versatility. And Kang-in also earned us a lot of money and supporters in Northeast Asia. So shout out to Kang-in. That's the definition of a good signing. Next up is Randal Colomani. I don't have to talk more. It's an absolutely disgusting signing. Unlike, the Ugartes and all of these, he was signed, whilst Luis Enrique was here. That excuse does not exist. The thing with Randal Colomani, though, just like Dembele and someone else as well, he was a Nasser Khalifi signing. The negotiations was between Nasser Khalifi and Moussa Sissoko, Randal Colomani's agent. Luis Campos was not part of it, and he definitely did not want Colomani at this club. Colomani, obviously, disgusting signing, was not a Campos signing, though. Next up is Lucas Hernandez, the lost Nasser Khalifi signing. Once again, he's older. But I'm going to put Lucas Hernandez in good. I know if we're looking a lot of this season and recency bias, maybe you move it down to mid. When you look at Lucas Hernandez's wage, we still paid a hefty fee for him. I still think the future is good for Lucas Hernandez. I think he's going to have an interesting Club World Cup. And in next season, will hopefully be back to his best level. But I'll put Lucas Hernandez in a good. We didn't buy him for too much. Obviously, knowing of the ACL injury, we still bought him and he got an ACL. But I'm going to still put Lucas Hernandez in good. He was really good for us last year as a starter as well. Next up is Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. Gotta be a 10. I mean, come on. I don't even have to say that much. Khvicha has maybe hit 8 out of 10 at PSG so far. He still has 1-2 levels more to go at Paris Saint Germain. Absolutely sensational signing. And the price that we got him for, we got Khvicha Kvaratskhelia for around 70 million euros. I'm seeing United, they're going to pay 70 million for Cunha. What's a Cunha? Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, absolute baller. Gotta be a 10 out of 10 signing. Next up, we got Moscardo. He obviously still has a future at this club. We got him for a little bit cheaper than Beraldo, if I'm correct, around 25 million euros. He obviously hasn't participated in anything, mostly because of that injury. But I'm going to still put Moscardo at good. Once again, a bit similar to Beraldo. He still has a huge future at the club. Hasn't really impacted, hasn't played, but that's not because of his quality or his level. It's mostly that injury. He didn't have a preseason. We thought it was better loaning him out quickly so he gets some minutes. But he's another player I'm looking out for the Club World Cup. I think he will get a lot of minutes in that tournament. Next up is William Pacho. Got to be a great signing. He's been, sensational. The biggest surprise of the season. We knew who Desir Doue was. Maybe we knew a little bit of Matviev Safanov, and we definitely knew who Joao Neves was. But William Pacho, we didn't know, and what a surprise he's been. And for only 40 million, Luis Campos, genius. Absolute genius with that Pacho signing. Next up is Renato Sanchez. He was also signed in that first window. We didn't have that much money. Galtier wanted him. He was one of the best players at Lille under Galtier. It was a perfect signing. And we only bought him for like 6-8 million. He didn't have that high wage. He's obviously still a PSG player out on loan on Benfica. Was part of the Joao Neves deal. But just because he wasn't that expensive, I can't put him in disgusting. Next up is Gonçalo Ramos, and I'll put him in good. The only reason I'm going to put him in good, because a bit similar to Kang-in, he's just been a great squad player. The only thing about him, difference with Kang-in, Gonçalo's like 70, Kang-in was like 23. Gonçalo, though, still has, some of a green future at the club, so that price will look less disgusting in the future. So, you know what? I'm going to put Gonçalo in good. We got 2 more signings left. Fabian Ruiz, obviously made in the first window with the Renatos and the Mukieles and so on. And Fabian Ruiz, didn't buy him for that much, like 27 million euros from Napoli, maybe even less than that. He's definitely upped his performances season by season at Paris Saint Germain. I'm going to put him in great. Yeah, I think he deserves to be alongside these. Fabian Ruiz got to be great. The price we bought him for very cheap, and look how important and crucial he's been for us. Great signing. And lastly but not least, from this transfer window, we have Matviev Safonov, who joined Paris Saint Germain from Krasnodar. He got to be good. We got him for a good enough price. Has been a very great squad player. Beautiful. And as you can see, 10 out of 10 in great is basically starters. All of these players have been absolutely 10 out of 10. If I can change I'm going to keep it like this. I think this works. Maybe it will change in the future. You see Kvara definitely move up. But I'm going to keep it like this. This one, I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to keep them like this. This is my tier list for all transfers under the Luis Campos era. And majority of it is great. Yes, you have a lot of it in mid, but I mean, there isn't that much you can do. Plus, Mukiele, Renato, Ekitike, all from that first window. We didn't have that much money. Xavi Simon. Look, Colomani, that's not a Campos signing. Majority of these, I said, I don't think they're that bad. Some of them are a bit unlucky, like Skriniar signed before we got Lucho. We would probably not have signed if we had Lucho. Cherendor, we made an economical profit. Xavi Simon, we made an immense economical profit. Renato Sanchez, we didn't lose that much. Mukiele, we didn't lose that much. Ekitike, we got our money back. Asensio, we got our money back. So even in the bad transfers that we've done, Ugarte, we've picked up basically all of our money back. Colomani is the only one remaining left. So pretty much everything Luis Campos has done, majority of the stuff, it's been amazing. Obviously, you have the departures here. Maybe for another cheeky video, we can look at how great he is at selling players. But this will be my tier list, my complete tier list for all the signings under Luis Campos. Hopefully, guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez Paris.